And I am now live with Stephen Manning and Clodag Kearney live in studio. Of course, Stephen Manning of Cork Rocks Bands. Steve, I'm going to start off and ask you just what's your experience in the kind of music and performance industry that made you get into and actually start Cork Rocks Bands?
Well, I'm kind of involved in organising gigs, Chris, most of my life, to be honest with you. So I can't really remember back that far, once I go past 21. But yeah, it kind of came then. We done for the Pakistan floods that time in 2010. We just thought that we had to do something. So we done Cork Rocks for Pakistan in the PAV, myself and a few lads from work. And I think we had 13 bands on the night. And just kind of from there then, there was a free night came up in the Opera House last April, I think, and Mary Hickson offered it to me to bring a few bands in to do Cork Rocks. So that would have been the first big stage. And yeah, it kind of from there then, but...
What made you set up Cork Rocks? Where was this point where you kind of thought, I have to do something for local bands in Cork?
Well, I suppose with the... originally, you see, with all the stuff I've been doing over the years, they've all been charity events. I thought I knew all the bands in Cork, which I was very wrong about that. And every day I'm meeting somebody new, which is brilliant, fantastic. So, originally, the first one in the Opera House was kind of a thank you from me to some of the bands that would have raised an awful lot of money over the years. So that was my way of thanking them, to put them on the stage, because you won't play that stage too easily, or the Everyman stage.
I can imagine.
Rory Gallagher has played there. It kind of took off from there. Then, all the crew, they're all buddies of mine, we're colleagues and stuff like that. At the drop of a hat, I can ring them to do. We do other stuff outside of that as well, if somebody needs a hand or help with an event, I get the odd call just for a bit of a hand. And depending on who it is, we can kind of tell whether they have any notion of what they're doing. And if they don't, we'll just do it for them. But all of the crew, I can just ring them and there's never a mention of yes, no or anything. It's just, okay, at what time, and they're there.
It's always a good attitude towards it.
Yeah, it's all everyone involved in the whole running of Cork Rocks, and they're all over the country, to be honest, not just Cork. Everybody came on board, nobody was asked, everybody offered, and all from the heart, because they all have the same belief, basically.
What's the purpose of Cork Rocks Bands?
I suppose it's the talent that we have in Cork. I feel myself that, as I say, I thought I knew them all, and I don't. I'm blown away every day of the week by somebody new, and it's not rock. It could be Clodagh's into jazz. You've Cormac O'Queeve who'd be folk. You've the teenage bands reggae. Every event is kind of purposely set out where it's all different genres. You'll very rarely get two bands the same, or that sound the same. So it's kind of introducing the one band's audience to the other band as well. But the main thing is really so that people realise what's inside in the city, because I know musicians from all over the place, and they all say the same thing when they're blown away when they come to Cork by the amount of talent here. So I just feel that it should be heard worldwide, and that's why we have these Cork Rocks Paris and Cork Rocks New York.
Cork Rocks Paris and Cork Rocks New York. Is this something you've set up yourself?
Well, no, another great Cork soldier there would be Kevin Murphy. He offered it. He had a way of doing it, of getting it live, getting it out live on the night, and
was he involved with New York?
Well, I don't know that part myself. Kev supplied the know-how. It's the what is it? Player for the people, it's called. Yeah. So it's audio. So within the couple of months then leading up, which I've started long ago for the next one, there isn't a music venue in the world that won't be annoyed from getting emails off of me. So I just kind of, anyone that I actually find online, which is thousands, I'll email them and I'll email them again, and I just keep emailing them to leave them know you can tune in here and listen to what's happening in Cork, and it seems to be after working.
That must be several hours of emailing, really, isn't it?
Well, you know what? I love annoying people. No, I don't. No, but it's part of it. It's part of what I like to do. To be honest with you, and like somebody has to do it. I can't already the lads are giving enough of their time, and I'm sure they'd give more. I enjoy doing it, Chris. So yeah, I don't mind, man. I'm just sitting at home anyway, online.
You might as well annoy a few people.
Exactly. Yeah.
You emphasise on original talent. Not so much covers. Why is that?
Well, I reckon it's only my view, and all of this is it's only me, Chris. To be honest with you, there's no right and there's no wrong. It's just what's playing around in my head. But I honestly believe that if you can sing somebody else's song and you're a musician or a singer, well, you can write your own. So I try and encourage that. I don't stop anybody from playing originals, but if they come and play an original or play an original set, I will kind of say to them, look, if you want to come back the next time, have a couple, or if you play a cover set, when you come back, try and have a few of your own. And 9 times out of 10, they do. As a matter of fact, everybody has so far.
What can you offer any potential band that aren't involved with Cork Rocks bands?
Well, straight away, get in touch anyway. That would be the main thing, because I can't find them all. And so, like, people have asked me, can't you do Cork Rocks this place and Cork Rocks that place, Chris? Look, I can, but the main thing is, like, a lot of these bands, most of them would never get the chance to play these stages ever. So, like, it's given them that opportunity anyway, straight away. And to be part of Cork Rocks as well, like, I've no doubt it's going to be, it's worldwide as it is. So it's a great opportunity to meet other musicians, because, like eventually we all become friends anyway, and keep in touch. So basically it's to get heard, yeah. If they want a bit of training in setting up stuff like that, we do a lot of that for the all agers. We actually kind of get them in to set it up themselves, where we'll show them what to do, and then we just stand over them and we get them to MC. Like, most of them wouldn't have done any stuff like that before, so it's kind of a learning curve as well for anybody that's interested in doing it. A lot of them won't be, but some of them will be. So there's a few different things there for them, Chris, but the main thing is get in touch. So basically info@corkrocks.net, and that comes straight to me. If they have any questions, want to know anything at all about it, really, it's growing every day. If they have any suggestions for us, we're open to everything.
And you're on Facebook as well, aren't you?
Facebook is Facebook.com/Cork Rocks Bands.
And how about Twitter?
We're on Twitter as well, and that's it's Cork Rocks Bands. Whatever comes.
Just search bar, you'd find it easy enough to do. If you are on Twitter, just search Cork Rocks Bands usually Cork Rocks Bands. You find it easily enough. Clodagh, I'm going to go to yourself now. I suppose you can give me, as a person someone you weren't at all involved in Cork Rocks and now you are, and what has it done for you?
Well, first I should say that I'm not actually from Cork. I'm a foreigner.
I wouldn't call you a foreigner.
I'm up from Wexford, and I've been playing music years. I've been in cover bands a long time, but I was terrified to play my original stuff, and I actually just happened to come across Cork Rocks on Facebook, which is testament to how important having an online presence is. It was there that I noticed it first, and I was just like mad about the idea of, I thought it's great. It's a great platform, so I started sharing the events and stuff, and it was there that I saw videos of the of the nights and the artists playing and stuff. Got in contact with some of them, and now there's a network going, and I started turning up to the gigs and playing with the other artists. And at the moment, I'm playing sax for Tomás McCarthy. I'm in a band with Emer of the Bradley Sisters, and there's a good few of us kind of networking together, and I've learned a lot from them.
Things, so, yeah. So you're not kind of stuck to one band. You're kind of working between a couple. But you're all Cork Rocks. Yes,
all Cork Rocks. And we, there's a bit of a community. We'll turn up to each other's gigs. There's a lot of support there. It's brilliant, And and I could hardly find the switch on an amp before I started. I'm a bit more tech savvy, so it's good. It's as Stephen was saying, it's a learning curve. We're all teaching each other. There's a great community, formed. It's brilliant. But yeah, before I came up here, I found it very hard to kind of get up and play
and do your own stuff
and do my own stuff. But it provides a platform there, and it's, as Stephen was saying, there's no way that you could possibly dream of getting to these kind of stages, the Everyman and places like that without Cork Rocks, because it's just, you couldn't do it. I'm coming in literally as before Cork Rocks as a busker. There's no way that there's no path there for it. So it was a great start.
And now, from kind of not doing your own stuff, now, playing your own original stuff now on stages and stuff, how did that make you feel?
Brilliant. Yeah, and I love it now. I'm addicted. I'm in the Brew on the 11th, actually, if anybody's around.
Why not?
Why not? But yeah, no, I'm addicted. I love it. I'd be gigging every night of the week if I could get it. Completely. I love it. But I do think that, being kind of social media savvy is very important. As I said at the start, that's how I discovered Cork Rocks. It's really important for bands to share the events and for people just to get on board. And everybody in Cork should be promoting the talent around, because it's massive. The place is saturated with brilliant talent. And what Stephen is doing is brilliant. It's getting it out there and, putting it on a bigger stage.
Now, Stephen, coming back to you, Cork Rocks, it's been around about three years now, isn't it?
Yeah, well, 2010.
Since then, what's your biggest achievement?
Well, I suppose it's getting bigger every year. So I'm really looking forward to the 9th of November now for Cork Rocks for Abbey.
And that's the 12-hour gig, isn't it?
Yeah, it'll be 2 in the day, so it's kind of and I made that decision without asking the lads, but I knew they'd be okay with it.
But that just shows how dedicated they are to it.
Yeah,
you can actually go and do that, and they're all going to come along and play.
Yeah. I know I can depend on them, and they know it's for a good cause as well. But so there'll be 26 bands so far anyway. So there'll be all ages during the day, starting at 2. And then the kind of, not the main event, it's all the main event, but we'll have say for the elder lemons later in the evening then. So 26 so far, but I might add to it.
Why not, says you?
You see, yeah. There's so many that I want to put on. There's only so many hours in a day, so unfortunately.
And how did you go about getting the Everyman on board with this?
Well, do you know what? I was working with Michael Barker-Cavan, the CEO from the Everyman. We were doing Pagliacci last year, and he's a great man. He's really, really supportive of everything Cork, really, not just Cork Rocks. And he's not a Cork man either. But he kind of mentioned it to me at rehearsals one day, and we just ended up kind of chatting about it, and he was kind of gobsmacked, really, to hear the whole thing, and for the foreseeable future, it's going to be there. The plan at the moment is every April and every November. So we are going to try and get all the bands, but they keep coming out of everywhere.
You can't really complain there, can you?
No,
they keep coming to you.
I'll keep coming, yeah, big time, because that's what it's about.
And how many bands roughly would you have involved with Cork Rocks bands at the moment?
Well, as I said, there's 26, and another thing as well, Chris. I just like to make a point of when I decided to do this event for Abbey, we already had the event booked for that date. But do you know what? I sent out texts and emails and explained briefly what this was about, and the response I got from everyone, man, it was mind-blowing, really, really, but it took up my heart, to be honest, because even though I kind of knew it would, I had that feeling, but to actually get it confirmed, there was over 95% of the bands got back to me saying, yes, we'll do it straight away.
Straight away, drop of a hat.
Yeah, so then that's how it's been extended, because it would normally start at 7 or 8 o'clock. But the response, I just had to try and again, I can't get everybody, so unfortunately I'll get them the next time. I will get around to everybody,
You will.
But so yeah, I was just blown away by the response, and it wasn't a couple of days I was waiting. I mean, straight away. I sent out the texts and the emails, and before that evening, nearly everybody got back to me, which is fantastic. It just says a lot about the musicians, really.